Welcome to Studio Chatter. We are literally weeks away from the end of the school year.
That is crazy.
Already?
Crazy talk.
I know.
Did you blink and it was December and then we blinked again
Yes.
and now here we are?
I swear every year, like in February, I'm just like, okay, be ready, Angie. Pretty soon it'll be May. Like,
Right
it
around
just
the corner.
happens like that.
And I have to sing it, right? It's gonna be May.
Thank you.
I do. I love that every May. That's the one thing I
I'm
have
glad
to do.
you did. So I don't have anyone in school. I mean,
Yeah.
Bo is at UVU and he just took his finals this week and he
Awesome.
thinks he did well, so check on that.
Ooh.
But my grandkiddos, guys, I just barely ordered candy lays and money lays. I've got people graduating from preschool, kindergarten,
what a
all
good
kinds
grandma.
of stuff.
Oh.
But all the dance performances, all the ball games,
Oh yes.
everything, right?
That I know.
Yes,
You
I
know
that
this.
very
What
well.
do you have going on? What are the big events?
So, what are the big events? We have our last dance competition this week. We just had an ice skating program. We are in the last weeks of soccer. We're obviously in the last weeks of school, and then everything kind of starts again. Like Barrett's already trying on her cheer outfit for the fall. I mean, it
Wow.
just goes that fast.
But no big graduation moments. Gunnar will stay in
So
elementary.
he has one more year of
Okay.
elementary, yeah, and then Barrett will make the transition to junior next year.
It's a horrible time of life.
I know,
So
well,
grand. but,
It's
right?
good and bad, right?
It is.
So you
100%
celebrate all of the
of it.
things, and then speaking of celebrations, so thank you, ladies. I had a celebration of my own just this
Oh,
last part
yeah.
of April.
Natasha turned
25.
Yes,
with 25
25
years.
times 2.
No, with 25 years of experience.
That's
Being
there you
25.
go. Yes, and you know,
You
always
got
have
it
to
all.
add some excitement. So I made a little trip to the hospital a couple weeks before that. So we're still trying to figure everything out. So yeah.
We're so sorry. That has
Oh,
been a true
well,
battle.
time.
But look at you. You look amazing, and I know you may feel like out of sorts some days, but
Some days.
I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of
thank
your
you.
fight.
Well, thank you for the lovely gifts.
Yes.
Well,
So,
especially when
purple.
it's a little bit of a surprise. It's not like you're like, oh, my blood sugar's going down, or you can tell. It's just
Yeah, no, it was a normal day. That's the weird part, right? It
was a
because
normal day.
obviously I have a lot of stressful things, but it wasn't.
It wasn't one of those days.
No,
Which is crazy.
no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hope and pray for better. Angela, do you have anything up and coming right now?
I have a son graduating high school. Last class
Okay.
graduating the high school, and we're gonna talk
That's kind of
about.
cool, right?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it, but then I'm also just. I
Dying.
cried, you guys, when I ordered his graduation stuff.
He's your
well,
first,
that's
right?
normal,
to
right?
graduate.
Oh, I would
back in
cry.
November. It was in November, and I was like, "What is happening?"
It is. It's surreal. It really is. That first one, it's just, it doesn't feel like it's right. Like they're still your baby.
Well, and
You're
just
still
I think,
your
okay, he's
6-year-old.
graduating, and then he'll be with us in the summer. I think it'll be really real when he leaves on his mission.
I do too.
And
Are
it's
you going to
gone.
take a picture of him in front of the rock?
Yes.
think
Of
you-
course, right?
Yes.
Well, I feel like every senior is maybe utilizing the old school in their senior pics. Yes or no? I
No,
would be.
I
hope
should have
so.
done that, but we did his senior pictures, and he's got like an AK, and he's got his fishing pole.
Oh, I love him.
He just yeah.
Well, if you want to do a second set, you still have
You
some
should.
I
time.
think for graduation that would be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm
I
glad
think
you said
that would be fun.
His graduation's over at EVU, so
Yeah, I
we
just
didn't
pulled
want
up
him
some
either.
pictures of Bo his senior year and playing football on the old football field. And in the backdrop was the old swimming pool, the sideways little slants.
yeah.
And it made my heart melt a little bit. I'm like, you'll never see that backdrop again, right?
No.
So, I don't know.
Everything's gonna change.
Anyway, we'll be talking to Matt here
Yes.
shortly, and that'll be
we
fun.
need to get the scoop
Some
on that.
cool
the scoop.
history and memories and all the
Yep.
things. Yeah.
And then we start into summer.
I'm ready for summer.
Are you?
Are you?
Yes.
I'm not quite ready. I mean, never ready, but
It's hard when you have littles at
we
home.
did get Lagoon Pass Lagoon Pass already the Splash Summit passes already. Like I said, we're already into like cheer practice. So I mean,
Wow.
it just transitions, and of course the rodeo season, which is fun. So
Yeah, that is fun. It is a fun season. It's just, I think it's tricky when I had kids at home, like, how are we going to maintain some stability, right? Because we had friends. I
don't.
remember putting like a stop sign on my door, like red or green, because friends
literally
would
did.
come at like 9 o'clock.
the
Yes,
time.
Yeah.
I literally did.
Did you?
have the little stop sign?
Yeah.
I feel like that needs to go on the pantry sometimes too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
This is not the grocery store.
This is done.
The food court is closed.
Yep, totally.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can send them down to the library. Okay.
Yes,
Maybe
yes, all
Kirsta
the
can put them to
activities.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're gonna find out
Learn
about some
stuff.
fun things that the library's doing.
I'm excited about our guest list.
and
It's
where's
gonna be a
your
good show.
school sitting right now? You're
That's
close.
a good question. I technically would have a year
Okay.
left once I start my internship, but
Okay.
I've decided to push my internship till the end of the summer.
Are you?
Well, you might as well
Because
enjoy it, right?
once I start it, I can't take any time off. Do you know how many things I have this summer? And it's my son's last summer
Right,
with
right.
us, so I'm pushing it just a couple more months. So it'll just push my graduation just a little bit. But as soon as I start that, then it's a year.
Okay.
A year after. So maybe a year from this fall, then I'll graduate.
Well, good
That's
for you.
crazy.
And then I will have completed this slow clap 9 or 10 years of school. Slow clap for that. That was
No,
that's
at least you're
amazing.
doing it. And we'll excuse I'm calling us tonight the non-blondes because
the Brunette
Yes.
Club.
yes.
Our beauty blonde is gone tonight.
Yes.
Taking a little time off.
Yes, yeah,
Which is
good for her
great.
too.
Yeah, and we have kind of a new table, guys. I think that we should talk about it. It's not quite right,
It's going to be
but
fixed.
it's a work in progress. It's going to be flipped around, and that little shelf will be on the other side. So,
So
I'm
new
excited.
things for us too, and things
Yeah.
to look forward to in the summer.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's time to get the chatters going. Let's get started. We love to get into spring and especially new spring fashions, and we love visiting with our friends at My Sister's Closet. Welcome Chelsea Carr to the table. Welcome.
Hello, Chelsea.
Hi.
Hi. Look at us.
You guys are so cute.
We need to take a picture,
I
right?
know.
Okay.
Hopefully someone will do one.
Yes.
Thank you for coming, and thank you for dressing us.
Absolutely.
Thank
It's
you.
my
Yes.
pleasure. Always. It's always so fun to see what you guys pick out when you go to the store.
Right? I want everything. Like sometimes I'll go in there and I was like, okay, like I had a really hard time.
Yes.
So many good
was.
things, right?
I took a bunch in there to try on.
I did too.
There's some really, really cute things there right now.
We'll get you every time.
And then I didn't see this at Natasha's, so that must have happened in a week.
Yeah, and it does
Changeover.
happen. It happens a lot.
Yes.
They move things around a lot, and I love transition seasons because
Yes.
we're kind of coming out of the cold season. We're moving into the warm. So tell us what the trends are right now.
Oh, there are a lot of trends coming in.
Okay.
And we're on the same wavelength here on trends because I brought this exact top to show and you were already wearing it.
I'm wearing it.
I
So I
wanted to
did-
buy it, and then it
I
was
know.
gone, and then she had it on.
So it's a sign, really.
Yeah,
It is.
okay.
So we're seeing a lot of crochet. One of the biggest trends right now, crochet vests, and then we're seeing a lot of crochet like built into dresses, which is really, really pretty. And going hand in hand with that, eyelet. Lots of eyelet, which is always a fun spring little
I love
thing.
that.
But we're seeing a
Feminine.
lot of it. We just dropped a dress last Friday. It was all white eyelet with blue outlines, and it sold out in an hour. It just was like
I believe it.
nonstop, which leads me into the other thing. I was so pumped
Okay.
to see you wearing blue because blue and white, huge trend right now, that color combo, like
Okay.
a nautical kind of feel.
Yeah.
I like to call it coastal grandma, which sounds
Yes.
awful, but it is a
Yes.
thing.
No,
you know?
it is. It's like
Yes.
cozy, but like formal, but not,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's just a good vibe.
Classy.
Yes.
And blue and
Yeah.
white is a classy combo.
Okay.
And we're seeing a lot of blue and white, a lot of crochet, and then we're also seeing a lot of watercolor, like
Yes.
floral prints, which is what I brought
Okay.
over here. So I'll show you guys
so
that
pretty.
too.
Just that soft,
Right?
soft
Lots
floral.
of watercolor, kind of. It looks kind of like a watercolor painting. Feel this mesh.
Ooh,
Isn't
I think I
that
want this.
so-
And I love the little bow, right?
Yes.
That's
I
so
also
pretty.
like to call this the Bridgerton dress. So like, you know, it's
yes.
giving me Bridgerton vibes.
Yes,
Oh, 100%.
Lots of soft kind of florals too. And then we're also seeing a lot of this green. So I also brought the sage green to show you guys. Yes, so we're seeing a lot of this really beautiful sagey green.
It's like a springy
Uh-huh.
sage green.
So
Yeah, it is.
blue and white having a moment, and then we're seeing a lot of this beautiful, soft, springy green. Not lime green, not olive green, sage green. And I just have to give us a shout out because this is one of our exclusive designs. We've been designing so many dresses all by ourselves. I'm actually an assistant designer now over at MSC, so I've been helping with a lot of the designs. So this is one of them. Wow. This is the Janessa dress. This is our third color because they've sold out so fast.
I think they're
so
flattering on almost any body type,
I was
right?
just going to say this tiered is really flattering, right?
Yes.
It just hides what you need to, but it's also with the pocket, like so trendy and cute.
And
I love it.
It has these cute little ruched sleeves, so it gives a little extra fancy little poof. You know what I mean? But what makes this super MSC is that we lined this dress with our slipette material.
Oh, very nice.
So it's so high quality.
So nice.
And this color is very in for bridesmaids right now. So we're seeing a lot of our customers buy this this dress for their weddings.
Okay.
I would love to be able to wear that to a wedding instead of some of the get-ups that you're required to wear.
Yeah.
You could wear that always.
And it would be fun to dance, and it's really nice because you can dress it up. It can be perfect for a wedding. But you can also dress it down, wear it with tennis shoes, and you're gonna look so cute. So
that'd be cute.
Wedding season, graduation season, Mother's Day season, like all the things, right?
Right. Yes.
Is it huge dresses then right now? Like
Dresses,
gobs of them.
nonstop.
Okay.
And that's also what we're known for. So it's something we've really leaned into a lot. Is just really designing a lot of dresses that fit what our customers need. Our customers want a little extra coverage, not too much, but a square neckline was so big for a while, but it was way too wide for a lot of our customers. So we made a really big push to design our dresses with a little bit more of a narrow square neckline, and then to make sure that we had a lot of, just that perfect length, not too short, not too long, making sure almost all our dresses have pockets, and really leaning into like very fun trends while still making them accessible.
So when you design these dresses or whatever clothes that you have that you design, what's the turnaround? Like what's the timetable for designing to getting it on the floor?
So we are already designing fall right now. So we just got our first samples of fall in.
Crazy.
Literally this last week.
You guys are like, we're done.
You
with
have
spring and summer.
to because the process has been so fun to get into, but it is a lengthy process because we'll sit down, we'll design a dress, we'll pick out the fabrics, then they'll send us the first sample. We'll try it on our models, adjust things, look at how it fits. Sometimes the material isn't laying the right way in that silhouette, so we need to make adjustments. So then we have to send the notes back, do another sample. Then when we finally get it perfect, then we send it and give with the big check mark, and then they put it into top production where we get a sample in small and 1X. Then we check the fit again with that. Then once we feel good about that, we'll put it in production, and that can be anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks out if we're rushing it, because we're making a lot.
So that in between could take up to a month or 2 months of the back and forth, and then production.
Correct.
So you guys have got to, for sure, be on it for fall
so
already.
we're already done with spring and summer, and those are just in production now, and we're starting fall, and we'll start holiday by July.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Okay, so you sell a ton in store, but a ton online too. Are people buying it like all over the country, or is it
over the
exclusively
country.
like a Utah
I mean,
market?
we see a lot in Utah, but we sell a lot to Texas. We sell a lot to Georgia, strangely enough. A lot of the southern states, yes. And then California.
This is kind of that vibe.
Yes. Another trend is this is kind of that watercolor, but it's a little bit bigger, vibrant. Still seeing a lot of vibrant colors too.
I love that.
I was attracted to that one too.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And the flutter
Just flowy.
sleeves. Flutter sleeves are coming back, and I was surprised because that was big like a couple years ago, and then it went away completely. Now it's coming back.
I kind of feel like it's everywhere, right? Like this is just everything.
Yeah.
Everything
the,
is
the
going.
bigger sleeve a bit too, which
Yeah.
I usually stay away from, and I was more welcome to the idea.
They're comfortable though, you know.
Yes,
But
and
the
cooling.
and the fabric, yes, right. There's lots of. See, I could flap my wings and just cool myself right off. But I love the fabrics that you use. I noticed that if you have the right fabric, then it lays on your body right.
Yes.
Instead of making you look like a box.
Exactly. And what's interesting is when we're designing, like we'll maybe get 10 to 15 samples per season, but we'll only put 5 or 6 into production because we don't like the way the fabric actually comes in that design. So we're just working with little swatches, you know what I mean? So you're just kind of taking a guess, and sometimes it'll come and it just is not fitting right. We don't like the texture of it, or it's too bulky in that design, and so then it's just, nope, we're not gonna move forward with that, and we'll move forward with the ones we know will sell and will be flattering.
Well, I love this design,
Yes.
that tiered design. I feel like every season I buy a dress. like that, but it's just flattering and comfy.
Yes.
It's a good Sunday vibe dress, but like you said, with tennis shoes, which I haven't tried yet.
So cute.
I need to
Tennis
do that.
shoes,
Like
but then
a
in the
little-
winter with boots.
Yes.
Yep.
And a jacket.
Yes.
Yep.
I need to do the tennies with it.
Yes, and speaking of shoes, I mean, I love the idea that we can walk into the store also and walk away with an entire outfit. So let's talk about accessories and shoes for a moment.
Yes.
Yes. So shoes, a lot of them. We have a lot of sneakers, tennis shoes. Like I said, that's really in like that kind of athletic vibe. But I like it because you see it a lot with dresses. So this dress I wore the other day with tennis shoes, and it was so cute. But you
Darling.
can also just switch out your shoes for a chunky sandal. We're seeing still that lug sole.
Yep.
And then you are dressing it up a little, and then heel-wise, still heels, you always need them, but we have a pair right now that have Velcro instead of a buckle. Who would have thought?
how nice.
So
Oh, I
easy
would
to put
love
on
that.
and off. I know.
And my grandkids. That would be so great.
For me, I was like Velcro forever. I need it.
Yep.
Yeah,
A
easy
universal
on,
trend.
easy off.
Yes, exactly. So we see a lot of that. And in terms of accessories, lots of dainty necklaces, layering, and then bags. We're still seeing a lot with like the
Crossbody?
Crossbody, yes,
Okay.
that's the word.
That
Thank
is
you.
still
Yeah.
in. Okay. I'm
yes.
still on point that way.
You are.
That's
I hope those stay in because I wear mine and I feel like my hands are free, but when I have the over the shoulder,
Yeah,
my
it's
purse just kept falling off all
Yes.
the time.
And the size means you can't overstuff it, so you're not carrying more
Yes,
than you need.
Yeah.
yes.
This is so
and
true.
yes.
Okay, any deals, anything that we need to look out for coming up through
Well,
summer?
coming up through summer, you know it's Fiesta Days.
Yes.
And you know that we go big for Fiesta Days. So if you're local, get ready for that. Sidewalk sales will come back, and we're already prepping for that as well. Before that, it will be Memorial Day. We always do something big for that.
Okay.
So that's coming up as well. But yeah, Fiesta Days and Memorial Day will be the two big things that we have on the radar.
Awesome.
And
And it's-
lots of exclusive dresses.
Watch the Instagram,
Yes.
watch your website.
Yes.
And always the perfect gift.
Yes.
Thank you so
Yes.
much.
We look gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. If you have some youngsters in your home and haven't been to the library recently, you are missing out. Let's welcome Kirsa Merrill with the Spanish Fork Library to the table. Welcome.
Thank you. Excited to be here today.
Now,
We're
if I'm-
excited to have you.
And if
Aren't
I-
we, ladies?
Oh yes, here.
Okay.
Yeah, here we go.
We're all gonna put on
needs
our-
to rock
Okay.
the library
We're-
look
we're
today.
ready.
Yes.
To be librarians. Okay, so what I'm most excited about is that I finally got my library card. I just
So
have to get that
proud.
out of the way, right?
Good job.
No one would be more proud than Stacy, though, let's be honest.
Yes.
She was super proud of me, but that means it's been a year since they told me to. So you've been open a year.
Yes, we just hit a year on Monday.
Oh my heavens. And what does that look
surprising.
like? What's happened in this year?
Oh, so much. We've offered over 1,000 events, kids, tween, teen, adult, all ages. We've had over 5,000 people register for library cards, like yourself.
Wow.
Nice.
We've had over 500,000 checkouts of physical items and around 100,000 or 200,000 digital items, so ebooks, e-audiobooks.
Really?
All of our numbers are through the roof. We expected growth with the new building, but month over month, it's just been so much more than we expected.
So this is the most used building in the city, right? Or close to it?
I mean, I would believe it. I would feel that way. I feel like I'm constantly talking to people.
I would say next to the high school, the library is the place
I
to be.
mean, yeah,
man.
the schools get used a lot too, but I would say I remember people saying, "Why do we need to have a new library?" And my husband's like, we use the library a ton, and we were bursting at the seams. But having a new library and all these new spaces and things.
Yeah, we have really incredible spaces. Our study rooms are constantly being booked. We had almost 5,000 study room bookings in the last year.
I booked some of those.
Yeah,
and they were awesome.
you're part of the
It-
statistics.
It looks
Yes.
gorgeous in there.
Yes.
When I got my library card, I took a little tour all around, and there was people like doing like crafting, I think, in one. There was, it looked like a business was doing like a group meeting in there. Then there was a couple that was just studying. It is so diverse with what you can use them for, right?
Absolutely. And then right across from the study rooms, we have our teen space, which is amazing. There's a teen gaming area so the teens can play video games or VR headsets, but we also have these booths that have games and puzzles. And more often than not, it's just teens are using that space to study. And it's amazing. You walk down and you just see everybody enjoying the space. And
It's
We've
just a
heard
place,
that
it's
and
a place
love
to be,
that,
and the
yes.
kids
And a safe
section
place.
downstairs. And I know my son took a cooking class there.
Yes.
And he loved it. And so that new space where they can make things, he would make his own mug cake, and I think they made, I don't know, but he loved the idea of learning how, and we cook at home too, but it's not as cool as cooking at the library.
Of course not.
So
I know we love offering things like that you might not get the chance to try, like cooking. We've got our coding class that happens during the school year. We just today did a Reader's Theater performance, so we had kids who spent a month preparing a rendition of Where the Wild Things Are. This summer we're going to do a theater camp with that as well. And I also recently was awarded a national award that came with a $10,000 grant that we're going to use to build a mobile robotics lab so we can help teach more with coding and science and things like that.
Amazing, amazing. Grants are not easy either.
No,
That's a lot
it
of
was
hard work
it was
to
a
get
lot of
that.
work, but
And then
we're
just
so
donating
excited.
it back to the facility in the building.
Let's
You're
talk
awesome.
about summer programs though, like from the youth to the teens, and maybe some things that you have planned already.
Yes. For summer, our department, so I oversee the department that's 0 to 12-year-olds as well as all ages events. And our department will be running about 15 to 20 events every single week. That includes everything from story times to craft time for tweens to an all ages ukulele play along.
we remember doing that. Were you here? Who was here?
Yes, I was not very good at it. I enjoyed it though. Stacy, I think, was decent. Angela.
I loved
Yeah.
it. I'm
Well,
hooked.
here's your
I want to
chance
do
to
it.
learn. We have the
Right.
beginner class will be
Yes.
6:15, and then the play along is at 6:30.
So do you have to employ all these people that are teaching those courses and
For the most part, we do. We are very fortunate that we have a very large children's department, and so I oversee 9 staff members who help me with all of this. But we also do have a lot of support from the community. We have some community partners who will be offering a robotics program class in June that we're really excited about as well, because they come in and bring all their own supplies to run that. But for the most part, yeah, it's me and my staff making this happen.
wow, that
That's
is
amazing.
super awesome. Okay, so if I have grandkids, 1 to 7, what can I look forward to this summer? What should I not miss out on?
So many.
Okay.
How much time do you have? I can talk to you for the next 3 hours about this. But some that I'm excited about, Messy Mondays. It's going to be every Monday morning where we'll do the things that maybe you don't want to have done inside your house. Our kickoff party is the first Monday. It'll be at noon. I rented some foam machines, so it's going to be a
my gosh.
party.
Wait, is this,
Fun.
where do they hold? Is this outside or
We
inside?
do Messy Mondays in June at the park where the old library building
Oh,
was.
okay,
And then in
okay.
July, we take it into the new library building. So
Perfect.
it works out really great that we're getting people outside. Speaking of which, another one we have is in July, we're going to do a story time called Stroller Stories. So we're going to go out in the community, go on a walk and sing while we're walking. And it's going to be
Okay.
so much fun.
My 1-year-old would love that.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, so super cute. Okay,
Are there any experiences or patrons that have been coming, like regulars, I guess, to the library and maybe have like one thing that sticks out that you want to share?
The thing that sticks out to me is a patron who talked to us about our kindergarten readiness class we have. So we offer kind of like a preschool, which is a great option for families who can't afford a regular preschool.
Okay.
And she said that he went into kindergarten so prepared, and the exact words, which is why it sticks in my head, is to say he's thriving is an understatement.
Wow.
That the impact we were able to have, getting him ready academically, getting him ready socially, getting him used to being apart from his mom, like all those things built that up. So he was able to just join in school, be completely ready. And that's the effect that we have across the board, right? Like kids who come to our story times are learning to read, they're learning their alphabet, they're learning their songs. We have tweens coming into the library who are maybe a little shy, a little scared to talk to people, and then they come to our Pokemon club and they're like, people like what I like, I can make friends, you know? It's just, I love the library because it's such a great place for connecting either as a family or with the community.
Well, that's very heartwarming because I believe, and maybe in the past, that libraries have been kind of the really soft space, and,
Like, just
you
be
do,
quiet
and you
and just
don't
go be
Tell
Yes.
the lady that goes around and goes, shh.
Right.
just go read in the corner.
So not a lot of socializing. So that's wonderful.
If you want to see a big socializing, come to the library immediately after a story time has let out. All of the families go into the play area, and it is lovingly loud. Like it's so much fun to
Wow.
just, the parents are getting to meet other people in the community.
Perfect.
The kids get to practice sharing and playing with others. It is a party every day at the library.
Well, I just remember being a young mom with young kids, and sometimes you're just, that's your only outing for the day, or maybe that's your big outing for the week even. And so to have that ability and the space, like even the kids section, there's toys and parents can sit there and it's comfortable, and you have lots of light, which I
Yes.
really, really love. Lots of windows and
I'm very grateful to no longer spend my time in a literal bomb shelter. I like that I can look out and see what the weather is and actually feel like I'm part of the world and not just in my little cubicle.
Right.
No, and I did love that when I was walking around. I saw all those people in the little rooms that had rented out, and then I saw just one solo teenager that was over in the game section, had his homework out, like on there doing that, but then was sitting there gaming, and it warmed my heart. Sorry, I get a little emotional, and I just painted my own picture that day, but like maybe he doesn't have a place to go, and this was his place to connect, to be able to do his homework, to have that gaming system that maybe he doesn't have at home.
Right.
And it was just like this heartwarming moment for me too. So you're really connecting a lot of community members.
That is something we see a lot at our library, especially in the summer, because they don't have school to take them, and we have a lot of kids and a lot of teens who spend time here, and they're so grateful to have that safe space to land. I mean, especially teenagers, like how often are they pushed out of spaces? Oh, nobody wants the teens. Oh, they're annoying. Oh, they're this. And we're like, no, come. We've got games for you. We've got snacks for you. We've got a place that you can be yourself, but we still have a little bit of supervision, a little bit of safety, so parents know that their teens are safe here as well. And having that space for them, that they're not being interrupted by boring adults or annoying little children, that is something that's very special for our library, and a lot of libraries don't have. So I'm very grateful that we have that
You're
space.
doing a good job at that.
So where can we find more information on things beyond Messy Monday and what the rest of the summer looks like, and just in general, actually?
It's great to go to our website or to our social media pages, Spanish Fork Library, both at Facebook and Instagram. And if you're looking specifically for children's information, we have a Facebook group called Spanish Fork Library Kids that I update regularly with events as well. And you can always message. I'm 9 times out of 10, I'm the person who's responding on social media, so always just message directly on there.
Great.
Hey, Kirsa, I have a question about this program.
Okay.
Go to 24/7.
Pretty much.
Well, that's all super great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much.
inviting me.
Finding the good in our community and bringing people together is the goal of our next guest. Welcome Monica Bambro from Isn't It Great to the conversation.
welcome.
It's so great for you to be here.
Thank you so
It
much.
is great. So we just met maybe like 4 days ago.
Right.
Wow.
But I already feel like such a kindred spirit. So we were attending an event, a fundraiser for cancer, and a mutual friend said, you two need to chat. And so the three of us sat together, and finally she got up, Michelle Dixon, and said, you two need to talk. And I just found that you had such a great story. So tell us a little bit about who you are and what your job or calling is.
Okay. So my name is Monica Bambro, and my calling is the Assistant Director for the Mount Nebo Communication Council for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I'm over outreach. So that's reaching out to a lot of people. So that's connecting with the nonprofits, the other faiths in the area, school.
Has
you know,
this always
the list goes
been
on.
like a service calling, or is this kind of a new thing?
No, it's been around for a while. They just broke out and made different councils in Utah County because it had just gotten so big.
Okay.
So instead of just having one big one or two big ones, now there's smaller ones.
Okay.
So this is a calling, but you said it's 8 to 10 years.
It is 8 to 10 years.
Because that's a lifetime, but
a
it
long
is
time.
to create like lifetime relationships
Right.
and friendships,
Right.
correct?
Correct.
So why don't you tell us a little bit? Something that intrigued me that day is that you're so dear. You were connecting with everyone, and all of a sudden she got up and she started taking pictures and just chatting with people. And I was like, I love what you're trying to do. Just interconnect anyone to anything. So
Right.
what are some of those highlights lately?
So my goal is to bring awareness to all the things going on in our community, right? There's so many good people that
Not
we
just
don't
the
know
LDS
about.
faith,
Not
right.
just, for sure.
Right.
And we need to understand that. So it's one thing for me to see that and know that. It's a whole nother thing for me to bring it so everyone can see. And that's why we have the Facebook page and the Instagram page. Isn't it great? So people can see that documentation.
Okay.
If I visit another faith, I try and put my understanding of it there and what I felt. And if there's a song that they sang or if there's a sermon they gave that was printed, I'll take a picture of it and share it and say, look what they believe. You know, this is amazing. Look at this pastor. He does amazing things. So that we're not so stuck on just one thing. We understand that there's so many great people in our community that are bringing us all together.
Well, dare I say that since the advent of COVID, people haven't been doing as much outreach. You know, people kind of stayed at home, and then it's kind of getting back to where we were, but maybe not as much, and pulling back a little bit, and maybe even more on, you know, the technology and not a lot of this.
Right.
And interfacing or experiencing other people's ideas.
Right. And I think that that's something we're totally missing. We need to step back out there because as I talked with the president and CEO of United Way, we talked about this and the connections that we're missing. And the information that comes out on that is staggering. Here's just a few stats on that.
Okay.
You called it the triangle?
Oh yeah, we're missing we're losing points of triangulation.
Okay.
Meaning just touch points where we talk to people, we communicate, we connect. And you know, if you're part of a religion, whatever one it is, you have that.
You have that connection.
If you're connected by service or nonprofits, you have that. You know, school, other community things. But this is just one thing that I'd like to touch on. Lack of social connection is worse than smoking 10 cigarettes a day. It's worse than drinking 6 alcoholic beverages a day. Loneliness doubles the risk of death compared to the lack of physical inactivity. Obesity and loneliness is 3 times worse than, loneliness is 3 times worse than being obese. So these statistics just go on.
So it's really impacting our health.
It's really impacting us. We really need to start connecting and finding ways to do that with everybody.
And the differences are okay.
Absolutely.
Which I think that's what you were inspiring me to know. Like so many times with whatever religion or service group or whatever, ours is the best way, right? Or ours is the only way maybe that we know.
Right.
And so I love that I got on there and there was a guy playing the guitar and just universal people there and connecting. And I was like, I love this. This makes my heart happy.
Yeah,
to
so
see that.
one of my friends, because we're also launching a YouTube podcast called Utah Interfaith Forum, which is separate from my calling.
Okay.
But I was asked to join that. And the host is an evangelical. So it's him
gonna be
and
awesome.
I inviting all of these guests on of all kinds of faiths and beliefs. And so I hope that we can learn to say, oh my gosh, I love them. I felt something from them. And I'm going to take that little piece from them and I'm going to add it to whatever I am. And one of my guests was a musician and he's in Pakistan. So he's Christian and then he's there singing with his Muslim friends and just hollering out his heart.
It was
Right?
so pretty and
Wasn't
just
it amazing?
impactful to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm
super
like,
great.
absolutely, you go for that. And I think every religion or faith belief brings something to the table, and we need to be respectful of them and love them and not, in a way, ostracize.
Right.
Because I think we've all heard stories in our communities of that happening, and it's not okay.
And maybe that's why a lot of people, I mean, the trend says that people are not going to religious services as often. Like the attendance of church, any church, any church at all is gone down, but then we're seeing depression go up. And so, like you're saying, there's this connection between the two that we really need to get out somewhere.
Right.
Be part of your community. Maybe you're not religious, but then get involved, and there's so many ways that you can do that. Are
Right.
there things on you said that you guys have a Facebook page and stuff?
So the Isn't It Great page will sometimes post things like tomorrow is the National Day of Prayer. So I'll post
Okay.
that. So anyone that wants to come can do that. Or there's a prayer run at Hope Baptist Church in Payson. So
you'll
people can
sometimes
join that.
advertise
Absolutely.
events that they can
or
go to.
fundraisers like we've had
the
in our
one that we
community.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So people can connect. And I think service is one of the best ways to connect. And I like to think of it this way, that service is the cure to whatever you have. It's the medicine to the
agree.
soreness, that whatever is plaguing you. Is it heartache?
I
Is
totally
it
agree with
depression?
this.
Right? Because in that moment, you're not thinking about yourself. You can think about everyone out there that you're serving with, or the people that you're serving that aren't even there. You know that you're making a difference, and it starts to heal whatever's.
That touched my soul because I had postpartum depression after one of my kids, and it lasted a long time. And I remember finally my mom said, all the medicine in the world can try and do its trick, but you need to get outside of yourself. Stop
Right.
thinking about your problems.
Right.
And she's like, I don't care what it is, but for 1 hour every day, I want you to serve someone. So at first it was just my children. And that's what it took to get me better. And I really do believe it wasn't the medication, it was
Right.
a service, it was a connection.
It is. It's connection, and it's just knowing that you've helped someone, you've served someone, and you made a difference. I think it's amazing.
Well, and this is interesting because today I was just listening to a TED Talk about depression, and this guy talking about his experience with depression. And at the end of it, and they did some research on it, he says that if you give what you need, so we think about, well, I need people to reach out to me. If you give what you need, it fulfills you. It's this.
It's almost like you get it back
It
in that
is.
form.
It's ironic, but even he was talking about that same thing,
Yeah.
which I really love. And really with depression, not always, but sometimes, whatever it is that helps you feel better is your cure. It's like for you, that's what it was, service, and maybe a little dose of that, and a little dose of
Right.
being part of a community,
Right.
and a little dose of whatever.
And you start to feel needed, wanted, loved,
noticed,
valued.
valued.
Right. All of these things that maybe you're not getting somewhere. And the blessings are tenfold, right? Both ways. It's just a reciprocation that you can't fix any other way.
But how well that helps build our community, right? Like
Absolutely.
it improves the health overall of our
Oh,
community.
absolutely.
And connection with, if we can connect interfaiths and do even raising money for food for
Right.
people, or I know we're getting a lot of immigrants
Right.
coming in. So
Yeah.
anyways, just any ways to just connect people.
Absolutely, because I think that anyone that takes time to join a faith community, they're going to start to rise themselves, right? When you serve, you start to rise yourself to be the best you can to serve others. I've served at Tabitha's Way and worked with them for years.
Yes.
And when you go there, you have a chance to shine light on to somebody that is in a hard time. And hopefully you left them better and you feel better because you served. So
Yes.
everything
People
that we
need
can
people.
do, they do. They do. So
And you were able to do something really interesting, go spend a night on the streets in Provo with the homeless.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that and what you learned from that.
So this calling, encompasses a gamut of things. I think I was telling you that in 24 hours I'll have 3 outfits because it's things that are just really nice down to I'm going to live on the streets tonight.
Right.
So it was a homeless experience that's put on by Community Action and the Food and Care Coalition. They kind of combined to make this happen. So leaders can come, and those who are kind of in the game of understanding this, they can come and experience it for a moment. We can never fully experience it because we know we're going to go home. We also don't deal with a lot of the mental illness that's
Yes.
prevalent in that community. But we get to stop at all the places that someone that's homeless might go for help. We slept out on the grass while we talked about different situations, real life situations, and how hard they were. And, that's 7 hours, and it's raining, and,
Did it rain
It
that
rained
night?
on us. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I think God was like, you just need a little sprinkle to
I was gonna
understand
say,
this.
if you wanted the full-fledged, then let's do it in January. Meet back here in January on
Well, I also
winter
did it in
storms.
November, and it was cold. And, you know, I love it because even in all this hardship, turmoil, and pain that is existing in this situation, there's so much love in that. There's love between those who are homeless. There's love between these charities that reach out. And I was able to walk a lot of this path with someone who was homeless.
Wow.
And now that she's come out of that, she actually goes and lives on the street herself. Sometimes just will hang out at Pioneer Park to connect with people and let them know they have someone to talk to. Let them know there's a friend there. And the beauty in that, to dive back in and help people. It was great to talk to her and give her a few hugs. And yeah.
You're sparking something that really needs to happen in our community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, we're out of time.
Oh, I hate it.
So you'll have to come, you'll have to come back another time.
Okay, we can
But
do it.
If anybody needs more information, they can find you, right?
Yes. So just hop on to Isn't It Great?
Okay.
Facebook or Instagram, and then also you can find us on YouTube at Utah Interfaith Forum in a few months. Because the host has been so sick, we've been delayed. So just kind of watch for it and see how you can change, be better, connect.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Monica.
Monica.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Spanish Fork High School has been a center for our community for over 60 years. Well, the old school has reached the end of an era. Welcome Matt Christensen, the principal of Spanish Fork High, to the table.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
This is going to be a big transition coming up, I feel.
Right? But an exciting one.
Yeah.
It's so sad, too. It's everyone's emotions all over the place
So
with
many
this.
mixed emotions. The excitement, but also just, 60 years of tradition that
Right.
is going to be tore down in a matter of just days, really. So.
Right. Okay, kind of walk us through a little bit of your connection
Yep.
with Spanish Fork High School.
Well, my connection, I was a Spanish Fork High School grad. I was a teacher, a coach, an assistant principal, and now a principal at Spanish Fork High School. So as I walk the halls and in the classroom, I've spent a lot of years in that building. So a big connection.
Yes.
You've done it all.
Yeah.
You've been
Wow,
the
you
student
literally moved up
to
the
the big
ladder,
guy.
right?
Yeah, he sure
Yeah.
did.
He's
He
like
must have
every
done well
position-
there.
You weren't a janitor though, so we can't put that on
Didn't do
there.
that. I did teach driver's ed too, so that's another.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
So I've done a few
And you
different things.
survived to tell the tale.
Right, that's got to be the trickiest one of all, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us some of our favorites at Spanish Fork High, like maybe what we're going to miss, some of your highlights.
Oh wow, yeah. Where do you start? Obviously, for me, going into the old gym, it just has a smell that is just. If you guys have been in there, and if you're a Spanish Fork High grad, you can remember. In fact, I walked a 1985 or 6 grad through our building just a couple weeks ago. Her father was J. Rulon Nilsson, the principal in the late 60s,
Stop.
70s, and 80s.
Wow.
She reached out to me and said, "Can we come and go through the building?" And I said, "Absolutely. I want to meet your husband, your father. I've heard so many stories about him." So he came and met me. He's about 97, 98 years old.
That makes my heart
And
happy.
we walked through. He went into our offices are the same offices. He knew secret little things that only he would have known, and so that was really fun. But we walked his daughter out to the gym, and she actually got emotional. She's like, "I can remember these smells." And so we found an old closet, and her old picture was in there, and it was a real fun experience to be a part of.
Wow. I know, there are nooks and crannies. Like my kids have gone down into the basement.
I was just
They
going to bring
probably
that
weren't
up.
supposed to, right?
The basement, and there's like a mummified cat down there.
There is?
Yes. Well,
Please
it just
tell.
somehow, yeah. I've just heard stories. I've heard stories, and then
Yeah.
my husband went down there to kind of poke around and see what's down. But it used to be a bomb shelter, right?
Yeah, so obviously the building was built in the 60s during the Cold War, so that was kind of a fallout shelter. If there was an attack, it could go under, and obviously it wouldn't save them from the bomb, but possibly the chemicals and things. So that was kind of there's some old food storage and water storage down there. So we'll take our history classes down there, supervised, but yes, kids like to, that's kind
And
of
then
a
they
thrill.
write their
They
name
like-
on the wall.
Right.
And
I was down there a few weeks ago, and a young lady had written her name on the wall the day before. So she put the date. So I actually pulled her out of class, scared her a little bit. And
I love it.
obviously,
Do you want to graduate?
Yeah. We had a little fun with that.
Oh,
But there's some old reels and stuff, because Kevin got some, and he was digitizing them. there's some basketball games from like the 1970s, I want to say. Dale Robinson is in one of those.
Oh, wow.
So Kevin goes, you see who that is? Do you know who that is? I'm like, no. He's like, that's Dale Robinson playing basketball.
So will someone
and
take
football
all of
games.
that out of
Yes.
like
Yeah.
move it?
Yeah, so there's also down there, we have old teacher books, like the grade books from the 1920s and 30s and 40s.
I feel like Daughters of the Pioneers.
Right.
Totally need that,
Yeah.
right?
And their
That's so
penmanship is
cool.
unbelievable. And
We
it's
have
just fun
gone
to
down.
see.
I believe that
haven't
too.
we?
Yeah.
So what will you do with that, though?
So obviously we won't be able to keep everything, but
Right.
we are keeping things, and we're going
Some
to
of it.
display them. Yeah. So
What's the one thing you want to keep?
well, there's an old mitt. There's an old ball glove that it goes back several decades that I want to make sure that. And we're taking a lot of things, but that's one thing that I'll get out of the closet once, or the cabinet, and I'll put it
Okay.
on. And it reminds me of the old Sandlot, or the
Yes.
old, going back in the day. So that's something that I really want to make sure that
Okay.
we hang on to.
Oh, that's awesome.
And what about the rock?
Great question.
Okay.
So we
Who's gonna
actually
move that?
we actually are having Westland Construction, who's helped us with the building. They're actually going to help us move the rock. They were going to move it this month, and I told them absolutely not, because
they
all the
gotta-
seniors will want
Right.
pictures, and so we were going to wait till after graduation, and then they're going to help us move the rock over. And there's right in the front of the building, there's a new spot for it. So that tradition will carry on. Obviously, the Victory Bell. Just to name a few, but we've got to keep those traditions going.
How
for
long
sure.
has the rock been there? Has it been there since it was built?
No, it came in the 70s, around 76, 77, right in that era. And
My mind still says that's only 30 years ago, but
Right?
but it's not.
And what did they put it there
50.
for originally?
so, yeah, Student Council, I believe, here's the names, and they're community members. You've heard of Mike Morley. He was that graduating class. So I think it's the late 70s, 77,
Okay.
76. And then Blake Barney.
Blake
It was
Barney.
their group, and they brought the rock down. And kind of a fun fact, Blake's son that came through here maybe 10 years ago, he stole the rock. I don't know if you knew the rock
do
went
remember
missing
this.
for about a week.
That was my
And-
daughter's era.
How in the world?
He
That's
took
a
the
big
rock as a prank, and we got it back, obviously. But
Yeah.
that was kind of fun because it was his dad that was instrumental in getting the rock there, and then so it kind of came full circle. That was kind of a fun
I remember that. It was so much drama, and everyone's like, what are they doing with the rock? I think it was heavier than they
fact. Yeah,
anticipated.
they put it in on their tractor, and it took them
my
a lot of
goodness.
work to get it out. But it was over behind Swenson Metal Salvage over at B&B Rental. The rock was there for about a week.
It was a senior prank,
It was
right?
a senior prank.
What a
so.
senior prank.
Yeah.
So obviously you have graduating seniors coming through. And then when that happens, there has to be, I guess, a tear down date. When do you foresee that?
Yeah, so if you're familiar with the building, the main building will be, middle of June, maybe closer to July. But the C building, I don't know if you know where that is, the main gym and the D building, those will all be down really soon, like 1st, 2nd of June.
I
So
need
they're
to
coming
go
quick.
tour.
Right.
I need to come look around.
So we are having.
I
we are having
wonder.
an
Okay,
event.
I wanted
Okay.
to ask that as well.
So we want to invite all the community members, but on May 20th, we're going to have an open house from 3 to 5 in the old school, and we're
Okay.
going to be available to walk through and show people, things that they want to see.
Right.
And then we're going to transition over to the new building and do a ribbon cutting from 6 to 8. So we invite people to come to that.
see
Oh,
that.
same day.
Yeah,
I love
same day.
that.
So new is always exciting also, right? Because
Yes.
you see the rotunda and you see like the
It looks
idea of
gorgeous.
right?
Yes.
So yes.
So tell us some highlights of the new building.
Well, the new building, one part that's really fun is the main corridor. It's 330 yards long from window to window.
So
I don't
like a
even know. 3
long-
football fields.
Yeah, three football
Right.
fields, right?
Oh,
Wow.
my
You can
heavens.
see that far. Obviously, when you walk in, the cafeteria, the common space is just an amazing space with huge vaulted, ceilings, and the stonework and the artwork is just amazing. So those just take your breath away. The auditorium is a double-decker, so if you
So
come to a
cool.
play or to a choir concert or whatever it might be, it's
Which
just
is needed
double
with the
seating
community.
is what
double
you're talking.
seating.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
you have the upper deck.
Goodness, that's going to
So
be
what
amazing.
do you find, are there reasons for some of the design to be like, my husband's saying it's like a straightaway, like you're saying. So why the design of that?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. We actually modeled our school after Union High School out in Roosevelt, but it's a bigger version. We went out and toured this 6-7 years ago, and it was just, the school board loved it, the superintendent and his staff loved it, and it's just a great building. Another highlight, I would think, our CTE, our shop areas are just amazing for kids. And
I was going to say, those teachers, are they excited to get
very
into those
excited.
rooms?
Yeah.
Did they have any design concepts that they wanted or asked for?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we were able to work with KMA, who was the architects, and it's been a great process, but we've been able to give some feedback, and the coloring schemes, and just, it's been fun. The gym, if we have time, the gym, we have 2 full-size gyms that, and with a track that goes around both of them, which is, there's no auxiliary gym. They're 2 just main gyms.
Just 2 together. Wow. I love that feeling.
So there's no, you know, boys gym, girls gym. It's just amazing for all.
It's always like we're competing in the smaller gym, right? The girls' gym.
Right. Yeah.
Now they're both equals.
Well, if somebody wants to purchase maybe a memento or something from the old high school, is there something available for them to do?
Yeah, great question. We're getting a lot of those questions. So right now, we're planning on, and working with the demo company, is all of the bricks. They're going to set bricks out, and people can come and just grab bricks. And so come grab if you're a grad, or you don't have to be a grad, but come grab the bricks. So that's something that we're going to provide. Also, the gym floor, the timeline is the window is so small that we're going to go in and cut up as much as the floor as we can. And then we're going to work on that. That's going to be a project for us next year. But we're going to cut that up and hope and be able to give that out and maybe sell that out.
Awesome.
We're working the details out on that.
Maybe the shop classes
that's
to do
exactly.
something
There you
with
go.
that. I think that would be
That's what
awesome.
we're going to do. So those are a few little things we're doing. We'd love to do more, but we're really teaching up till the 23rd. And then we literally have a week to be out, and then the building's coming down. So
That's a lot of work. So will all the teachers, will everyone be responsible for getting their stuff into the new
yes,
space?
we're actually, tomorrow we have delivery trucks of all the new furniture starting to show up. And so
cool.
we're going to have new desks, new tables, new teaching space, but we are helping the teachers transition and pull their stuff over. So the month of May, we're going to be doing a lot of
So what do they do with the
like
old desks and stuff?
So yeah, the old
might
desks,
auction that too.
surplus, and if you would like a desk, we can get you a desk. If that's
Time to do homework at home.
I think
you
my
go.
grandkids would love that in the
my
playroom,
God.
right?
Yes. I
So
bet some people
enlightening.
would like an old desk from the high school.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, so come down on the 20th, and we'll give you an old desk.
There
And
might be a
something out of the
line.
weight room. I did a little bit of work in the weight room, and so maybe I'll have a piece of that.
She wants some weights.
We'll
One
give
of
you
the
a dumbbell.
pictures.
We'll give you a dumbbell.
A dumbbell. Okay, you're
Well, thanks
on.
again, and
Thank
happy
you, Matt.
graduation season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, thanks for coming on.
Wow, lots of changes going on around us. What did we learn today?
Yes,
Everything.
transitions.
Right?
I honestly love talking about the old high school, even though technically, you guys, I actually didn't graduate here. If you can believe that.
Neither did I.
I went to school, but I went to
did I.
school here. No, clear till 9th grade.
Okay.
So I went to Spanish work, but so I know all the people. I mean, I know a lot of people in my class. So I'm like, am I in that class? Am I not? I'm kind of in this lost.
I think if
but
you
I
want to
love-
be, then yes,
I
Angela.
have the Dawn spirit.
I do too. I
Yes.
feel like, okay, I grew up in Provo. I went to Timpview. I said my kids would never go to Spanish Fork High, right? That was Exney. We would move before they started high school. I love it. I'm a true Dawn now. I may be a T-Bird, but I feel like I'm a true Dawn, and I love everything about
You're
our
a Dawn
school.
that rides a T-bird.
Sure. Yes, I could be.
How could you not love
Make
it,
that
right? There's
Yeah.
I have tons of memories there too, even with the pageant and
Like dance competitions
yes, so
and
all of
football
that's
stuff.
transitioning as well. So
I have so many fun memories
and talking
there.
about transition, we have spring transition and our lovely fashions sponsored by
So
With Sister's
kind.
Closet.
So kind and tons of cute stuff. I'm excited for this. I said it off air, but I think I'm going to wear this as a cover up as well, like over my swimmers and stuff, right? I've
Perfect.
seen little short crocheted outfits.
There's always something good in there. Always. We always walk in and walk out happy,
Yep,
right?
with 2 or 3 things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Spanish Fork Library. Okay, I got my library card,
Good for-
guys.
yes, yeah.
I'm official. I did tell my grandkids I would take them down there. We could rent 25 books, I think, the first time, and then 50 after a couple months.
which is
They
even
have the
awesome.
cutest books. I mean, all through my kids growing up, we'd go to the library and but my kids always wanted the Halloween ones. So during Halloween, it was really hard. But the rest of the year, nobody was checking them out. And we would just read Halloween books
All year?
all year.
That's so
and
cute.
monster books. That's what they wanted.
Oh,
And
that's
occasionally a
fun.
unicorn book for Ashlyn, but
Oh,
really
I
But
like
yes,
it.
I just love the new programs and the space. I think that's the biggest thing.
The space is
Having
cool.
the space to be able to offer more to the community. What a great blessing.
And that's a perfect segue because our guest that does the outreach for all the community things,
Monica.
Yes,
I just
that's-
felt like she was a gem. She all of a sudden I just saw her there at the fundraiser and she was taking videos and pictures and introducing herself to everyone, listening to everyone. And then of course I was introduced and I thought, you know what, you have a story to share with us.
I think people need that too.
Yeah, they do.
Like connection.
And I would love to be a fly on the wall, just to like go around and just see everything. I mean, I don't have the time, right?
Right.
All the time that she puts into that, but to just get glimpses of like, wow, what did you learn here and here? So I'm definitely going to check out her Facebook page.
Yeah, I started going, and if you look at her Instagram, like she'll post the pictures or a couple of them, but she really does write a bunch about like what she saw, what she learned, how she, was inspired by those meetings and greetings of people.
I
It's
didn't
really
even know
cool.
this existed, that
Right.
what she does existed.
Right. But when we do make time, we know how it makes us feel.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's worth
It does
checking
make you
out.
feel good.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. What a great
Well, here we go into May.
Hey, and then summer, and it'll be over, and we'll be starting school, right? We're
Halloween.
Before we know it. Thanks for being here with us. We hope you've enjoyed the conversation. If you learned something new, please tell a friend about us.